Thank you for coming into Zalengam Media. I am Jenny from Zalengam Media. Let me share you this article which points on the present politics of northeastern India. The Secret Game of India, written by Mark Haokip. Is the signed framework agreement to self-exposed daylight robbery? It is a fact that any political solution demanded by any nations of the world having no historical and linguistic value of demarcation have no legitimate rights to install sovereignty in the post-WW2 period. In the context of Naga nationalism, it is truly hilarious and priceless of having deeply rooted indolence and self-made or fabricated stances on demanding a sovereignty is a politically fashioned self-fooling politics. Naga movement is indeed a 70-years-old dramatic illusion and self-deception carried out by one such terrorist, Th. Muivah, a Tangan Kuki community from Ukrul, Manipur. In a crystal clear, he, Muivah, is being used in a name to erase Kuki land, identity, history and even our age-old traditional chieftainship institution since the post-India independence. Therefore, Muivah had carried out the horrendous ethnic cleaning campaigns over Kuki ancestral land, killed more than 1,000 innocent Christian Kuki civilians including women, children and infants, rendering more than 100,000 people homeless and maimed more than 300 Kuki settlements. The very horrific ethnic cleansing campaign was bannered under the theme of Nagaland for Christ. It was mistakenly supported by some Christian community from across the world. Christian countries across the world who were involved in supporting Nagaland for Christ for a purpose to carry out Kuki genocide owes apology to the Christian Kuki nation. Till today we wait and not have come across to say any kind words to the politically and socially tortured Kukis. Such an inhuman act and atrocities instituted by Muivah had made him Prince of India, and was given him special treatment in a form of ceasefire pact, entitled Indo-Naga Ceasefire Agreement as a reward. Indeed, Nagaland is not a foreign country. In fact, Nagas are a few tribesmen who are residing in Kuki country since the pre-colonial period. They were given protection by the Kukis. So, what rights have neighbor India to meddle in Kuki ancestral territory? In this case, the Kuki NP, a traditional government of the Kukis, had been appealing to the government of India more than 60 times to carry out acceptable judgment on the mass genocide committed by Muivah-led NSCN IM on Christian Kuki civilians. But India did not listen to our voice because it may be that we are not Indians. The government of India had crossed its limitations and sponsoring NSCN IM to subjugate Kukis under its inhumane atrocities. If not so, then why had the Kukis been given no protection at that time by the state and the central government? The hard evidence of sponsoring NSCN IM has largely loomed in a form of Indo-Naga Ceasefire Agreement, 1997, and Indo-Naga Framework Agreement, 2015. These two agreements were both the hard evidence of a daylight genocidal intrusion of the Kukis in Kuki land. Dignities and human rights are still denied for the Kukis in India-occupied Kuki land. In the historical context of the Kukis, if India is willing to carry out the Kuki political solution, it shall be technically not less than sharing of sovereignty. Because Kukis are different entities and national, and their land is naturally a foreign country to India. Therefore, Kukis could be given maximum autonomy under the living sharing of sovereignty, because Kuki land is encompassed by the entitlement of a resolution adopted by the United Nations, number 1514, under Declaration of Independence to colonial countries in 1960. Kuki land is circumscribed amongst the colonial countries and still qualified to restore its lost sovereignty. It lies still under the world's most hated neo-colonialism culture through Scheduled Tribes Modification Order 1956. It is accoutered by India, Burma and Bangladesh countries. In Burma and Bangladesh, they were given no political recognition and treated them as landless people. Can Kukis be treated as foreigners in their own ancestral land? Under the leadership of respected as Fizo, Nagas had started a celebration of Independence Day before 70 years ago. Long before that 70 years ago, Kukis had completed the road to transforming their age-old traditional sovereignty into modern democratic sovereignty under international politics. That as Fizo's ideology was ended in the historic Shillong Accord in 1975. What then has made Muivah to cross that agreement signed both sides from GOI and NNC, which stated the end of Naga movement. The government of India seems to turn wrong from the transition of Naga nationalism hijacked by Muivah in the aftermath of Naga statehood peace accord. The government of India need to stop venturing such canopy policy to conceal Kuki historical living heritage under the leadership of terrorist Th. Muivah. Kukis did not ever disturb and threatening the sovereignty and integrity of Republic India, instead helping her to be free from the British colonial power through in under the leadership of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. On what ground have the government of India to subjugate Kukis under such infringement policy to establish Naga heritage inside the sovereign Kukiland? And, is she not violates and alter the internationally recognized historical and linguistics demarcation rights of the Kukis? Also, is it not that she's violating the Universal Declaration of Human Rights declared by the United Nations? Or is democratical rights of the Kukis dead? Why Kukis are put under such a suffrage and the world do not know anything about them? Who this Naga are and what are they for India? Under the living international political philosophy and the political qualifications, historically and linguistically fulfilled by the Kukis, any form of political solutions carried out in Kukiland shall always be invalidated and unfounded in nature. Published by Mark Haokip. The writer is an editor and journalist, political analyst, thinker and primarily focusing the Kuki politics and international relations. Thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe and share. Zalengam Media.